Hi, everybody. This is Elizabeth Cermak from Your Highest Light, Master Life Coach, Spiritual Coach, and Licensed Clinical Professional Counselor here every Tuesday at 3:33 to talk to you about your favorite topic and mine, attracting and creating your most beautiful life. And I'm on Instagram and Facebook Live as usual. So I'm going to give people a couple minutes to hop on. Last week we talked about, for the past couple weeks, we've been talking about the shift from fear to love, the internal shift, that miracle that happens when we move from fear to love. And today we're talking about an awesome topic, and it's about being weird. So this topic is for all the weirdos out there. You're in good company because I'm one of you. So this is for the weirdos. So we're going to talk all today about being weird. So I recently started a Facebook group called Beautiful Mind, Beautiful Life. And this Facebook group is about manifesting. And so I was thinking about it recently. And I thought, you know what? In order to really be a good manifester, you have to be weird. In my opinion, you have to be weird. Like, you're not going to do it by being normal. Okay? So hi, Jessica. Good to see you. Good to see anybody hopping on. We're talking today about being weird and how it is really necessary to be, I believe it's necessary to be happy in this life, to be weird and to manifest awesomeness. So if you're not in my Facebook group, Beautiful Mind, Beautiful Life, get your butt in it as soon as possible. It's called Beautiful Mind, Beautiful Life, and it's all about manifesting, and it's really about changing our internal world in order to change our outer world. It's more about our internal world. I tend to focus more on thoughts because, you know, there's research now. Positive psychology shows that 10% of our happiness is our external world, is our conditions, is our circumstances. 40% of our happiness is our internal conditions. So that's our attitudes, what we do. We have control over 40% of our happiness. And they also show that 50% of our happiness resides in our genes. And so some people are born super happy. I am not one of those people. I was not born with the happy gene. So I had to learn it. And so that's why I'm so passionate about this, is that I've really had to learn these skills in order to change my mind, and then actually what happens is when you change your mind, you change your life. And I'm going to read you a quote. So hi, Mark. Hi, Joanne. Good to see you. Hi. Thank you, Mark. Okay, so this is a quote I shared in the Facebook group today, actually. And it says, "The greatest revolution in our generation is that of human beings who, by changing their inner attitudes of their minds, can change their outer aspects of their lives." And man, I've had to make some pretty amazing internal shifts lately. Just kind of had to change my idea on what I think about beauty, on what I think about certain things in my life. And wow, when you make that internal shift, it doesn't even matter what happens on the outside. The outside could change or it couldn't change. You're happy. That's all that matters. Okay, but like I said, we're talking about being weird, and I'm going to share TMI today. So I have a fabulously weird husband who is actually, he's a master manifester. He just didn't know it until he met me. And because he didn't really even know what manifesting was. And he also was born with the happiness gene. So I'm going to share a little bit story about why I was thinking about this. I was thinking about how you really have to be kind of weird to manifest and to be happy in this world. Well, first of all, I'm going to tell Dr. James Rouse is on Facebook and Instagram. You guys can follow him, Rouse. And he is amazing. He's here to like raise the vibration of the planet, right? So that's what I think. He might say that he has another job, but I think that's what he does. He shares love, and he really helps to raise your vibration. So he was talking the other day about not to get stuck in mediocrity. So to him, mediocrity was just going through the motions of the day. It's losing touch with who you really are. It's losing touch with your soul, with your truth. And so when we go through the motions of the day, we can all go out there in the world and we see people who are just going through the motions, right? They're kind of sleepwalking through the day. And we've all done it. I've been there. We've all done it. So how do we wake up? How do we not sleepwalk through our day? We got to get freaky. We got to get weird. So we have to start appreciating things that other people do not appreciate. So my husband and I, this is the TMI story. We're in the bathroom the other day. We were both in the bathroom, and my husband goes to me, "Isn't it so amazing that we can go to the bathroom in this hole in our floor and we flush it and it just goes away and we don't have to deal with it anymore?" And I was like, that is amazing. That is really amazing. So this is an example of how my husband and I are weird. We appreciate these things. And I don't know if I ever really thought about appreciating the toilet before, but my husband did. So yes, so get weird. Start appreciating things like the toilet. You know, I mean, if people, this is kind of a realization that's come to me recently. A lot of the people that my husband and I will see or know or whatever, it's like they probably actually have more than we do when in terms of money or, you know, things. But they act like they don't. And so like if you were to meet us in public, and this is not to judge anybody or to say, because that used to be me. I used to probably have more than I do now, but I was so miserable and so unhappy with my life that nobody would have known it. So like if you see my husband and I in public, you probably would think that we had more because we're happy. We appreciate, I mean, we are not rich by any means, but we appreciate any money that we have. And you know what's so funny is my husband will say we're rich, and we're totally not at all. So that's TMI too, but it's just true. You know, that's how he looks at it. And we so much appreciate our money, and we save our money and we do fun things with it, but we don't have a lot of it according to, you know, when you look at the world and what the world would say. So anyway, my point is start appreciating what you have. If you have a roof over your head, if you have a refrigerator and food in the refrigerator, and you have clothes and you have a toilet and running water, you have more than a lot of the world, right? So it's a time to start getting freaky, getting weird, and appreciating what you have. And I mean, just like, so how do we stop sleepwalking? We get connected. We become more mindful. We start, in the spring is coming. This is funny. I'll tell you a story too. Spring is coming. So we can appreciate, you know, being outside and just the feeling, like the grass, seeing the colors, you know, get weird. Don't be mediocre. Don't be everybody who complains about the weather, right? Don't be that person. Realize that lowers your vibe, and so you're not going to do that anymore. Start appreciating the winter, appreciating being inside and being cozy, and that you can see what the different seasons are and you can experience that. Find something to be glad about, and when you go into the world, it's like the water cooler, right? Whenever anybody's talking and complaining about something or gossiping or whatever it is, it's so easy to get drawn into that. And believe me, I have been drawn into it. And you got to be a little bit weird to stand apart from it and to not fall into that and to know that you don't feel better after that. It lowers your vibe. It's so funny today. And you don't always have to tell everybody, like, I'm so happy about winter, because you do get some weird looks. But it's so funny today in my yoga class, I was like, because we do yoga outside when it gets nicer out. And I was like, I just said at the end of class, I'm like, pretty soon we'll be outside. You know, it's March at the end of the week. And I had a couple people just really kind of rip me and say like, that's just, you know, you're just thinking positive, or that's just wishful thinking. And I'm like, well, no, it's not. It's gonna happen. In a couple months we'll be outside, you know? So, it was just interesting. It was just interesting that at my yoga class that happened today. So yeah, so focus on what you like. Focus on the positive. Be weird. And it's not just about focusing on the positive. It's about really feeling it on the inside, feeling the gratitude, loving your pink chair, you know, appreciating the color. I was talking about my husband and I, you know, we painted our house this crazy purple color and our fence purple. And like when I was going through a lot of, I don't know, it was right when I was kind of making some big transitions in my life, and I was choosing a different path. I was choosing to be happy. I was choosing peace. And I would come home and I would just like appreciate those colors that we had in our house. And it would just, I don't know, it was the feeling of gratitude that was so amazing. It's like, it's magical. So Jessica, he would say that about the toilet. That is my husband. He's fabulously weird. You know, I tried dating normal guys and it just never worked for me. I had to find a super weird husband. So anyway, so get weird. That is the lesson today. How can you be weird? How can you, what can you do to shake it up a little bit, to not be in the norm? There is a study that I just did this class on positive psychology, you guys can tell. So because I've been learning so much about it, there's a study that shows that when you, at the end of the day, okay, so the study took people who were experiencing depression, right? And had people at the end of the day write 3 things that went right that day and why they went right. So this sounds like my things that went right journal. I've talked about this before, right? Keeping track. I forced myself to keep track of the things that went right, and I do this with my clients all the time. It helps to shift your brain during the day to focus on what goes right. And when you write down what went right and why it went right, then you're taking responsibility, because you can see that things that go right in the day, actually you were responsible for that. You did something to make that go right. So it helps you to take responsibility for your life and be like, yeah, I did something about that. And that's why this went right. I got that new client because I sent out that email, or because I believed in myself, because I was confident. And then you can see that you're taking responsibility for what goes right, and you're going to be able to do that more and more. So anyway, at this study, they had people who were experiencing depression, like severe depression, like couldn't get out of bed, and they were doing that at the end of the day, and the results were similar to people who were put on antidepressants. So think about it, the things that went right journal. Write down what went right. So this is your homework for the next 30 days. I'm going to do it too, because I'm going to add in the why it went right. So what went right today, at least 3 things that went right and why they went right. So I hope you guys will do that. Get weird, appreciate things that other people probably don't appreciate or that people take for granted, and start feeling rich. I had somebody that I worked with once said that she has 4 or 5 kids. And she said that she was visiting somebody in a nursing home, and she said that this woman said, you are rich in life. And she said she never forgot that, because she really is. She had 5 beautiful children, right? She probably wasn't rich, money-wise, but she was rich in life. So start feeling that. Feel that richness. And I know rich is kind of like a trigger, weird word, but use it. Don't be afraid to use it. It'll make you weird, right? Be rich. Recognize your richness. Okay? I love you guys. Make sure that you start your things that went right journal. Write down 3 things that went right and why they went right. Please let me know how it goes. I will see you guys next week. Every Tuesday at 3:33, I will be here to talk to you guys about attracting and creating your most beautiful life. Peace and love. I will see you guys next week. Bye.